Alrighty, boys, welcome back to the video. And today I want to do more like a serious topic, not really serious, but kind of serious for certain people. It does affect you, the viewer, but it mostly affects the content creators. Now, this is something I've seen through multiple of my videos, and this has to do with copyright claims. Now, obviously, you as the viewer, you don't really have to worry about that. It's kind of like a back end problem most YouTubers deal with. But I want to kind of give you kind of information on the current problem that a lot of Bannerlord YouTubers, a lot of YouTubers that just are just in like the, I guess like the gaming medieval space on YouTube, right? So I have two posts from two different what's it called, companies. Obviously, this is a thread from the Bannerlord forums where a bunch of creators are talking about, and also some dev replies. And then we also have a statement from the Medieval Dynasty devs as well, which is another medieval game that you can play. And pretty much what they're saying is, both of them are saying, that these copyright claims are invalid and fraud, and there's someone going around doing this, pretending to be or pretending to be the license holder of this game's music, of Medieval Dynasty's music, and also Bannerlord's music, and just claiming a bunch of videos and saying, hey, we want the money from these videos because we own the music, which they don't. But as you know, YouTube's copyright system is absolute dog water, where anyone can pretty much, if you want, you can literally start like a fake copyright company and just get the money until you can't get the money no more. Sometimes these companies thrive for months on end and actually get some good money from it. Most of the times they kind of fizzle out very quickly as soon as a lot of the creators come together. As you can see, there's a lot of creators coming together from a lot of different games. So I suspect that this person, whoever made this fake company, is either going to just disappear, or he might be contacted by these companies and then he'll just have to pretty much cease and desist, or there's going to be further, further consequences. Now, if you didn't know, I should have put this up because I just remembered it. Copyright sent to jail. There was a person who did this. I want to see if I can find the news story. I don't think I can even find the news story. But there was a there was a YouTuber that was recently sentenced to jail for a good amount of time. I think it was like for 5 or 6 years, which means there's, I'm not gonna say there's a crackdown, but at least someone got caught and made an example of, to kind of show people that, hey, there might be some real world consequences. It might not happen to everybody, but if you do it too much and if you steal too much, I'm pretty sure the guy who went to jail for like 5 years, he stole a lot. This is what might happen to you. And I'll be honest with you, I'm okay with it. Not too many years though. I don't believe in too many jail years. I feel like rehabilitation is better. But that's a topic for another day. Yeah, let's talk about what the devs had to say and go from there. Okay, that was kind of a huge intro, but it kind of explained the situation for you, right? By the way, my video did get claimed, but this was a Medieval Dynasty video. A bunch of my Medieval Dynasty videos got claimed, but it was the same person that pretty much claimed all the Bannerlord videos as well. The Sip It and Trip It, which I don't know if this is the name or like the song that they try to say this is part of or whatever. But this, every time a claim came in, it would say Sip It and Trip It somewhere. I don't remember exactly where. I can't really go back because I have disputed all the claims or I have deleted the music completely, because that's what you have to do. Sometimes it is what it is. But let's read about it. So this person says, hello, this question, and by the way, I've talked about this previously, but I like that more companies are coming out, therefore this is why I'm making this video, okay? And by the way, before we even start again, how does this affect you, the viewer? Very simple. Stuff like this is extremely annoying for the content creator. I know people don't like to see this as like a job, like, oh, you just make YouTube videos, you play video games, it's not a job. I get it, and trust me, I'm not making enough money to even consider this even like a part-time job yet, I'll be honest with you. But it is very annoying, especially for like mid-range to small creators. I can still consider myself a small creator at what, 12,000 subscribers, because like the top creators at this point are like what, 10 million. Like that's like the new benchmark. So technically I'm a small YouTube and like YouTube creator, and whenever stuff like this happens, like even the little bit of money that I might get from a video, I just lose it all, and it's very disheartening, especially like how the economy is going really bad right now. Every prices are raising up, all that stuff. It sucks when your income gets lower but the prices of everything else gets higher, you know what I mean, stuff like that. But yeah, it's just like, and it takes a long time to make some of these videos. Like, yeah, like videos like this where I'm just talking about it might not take me too long. Just, the time that it takes to talk and edit. But usually on my bigger videos, it does take a little bit of time. So the stuff like this is extremely annoying. And it kind of throws off a lot of YouTubers to the point where they're just like, yeah, I'm not going to make as many videos, or I'm not going to put as much effort into my videos, because if it gets claimed, who cares, right? And you might be saying, oh, they just care about the money. No, but, in this day and age, most of the stuff you do has to kind of make you some money, or you're going to be broke. That's just how it is. Anybody who's out there paying all their own bills, the struggle right now. Listen, you're in the same boat as me. You know the struggle. You're trying to do this, and that to make your ends meet. That's how it is. And that's kind of the reasons. It's not the reason why I'm doing YouTube, but it started off as something that I love to do, but now I'm making like a couple bills worth every single month, which I'm trying to maintain. You know what I mean? That's just how it is. That's just how how YouTube goes. But the longest intro ever. Let's see what the devs have to say. Okay. So this is a question that can only be answered from Tailrose directly, I think. I made a whole playthrough back in 2019. By the way, this video that got claimed by me from me was made in like 2020. So yeah, they're targeting old videos, and they're doing that for a specific reason, because they might think you might not notice it. They might think you might not care anymore, since almost all the views that you probably are going to get on those videos have already been gotten. They think you're going to forget about it, and they can make a small little revenue source off your videos if they tag enough videos. That was their goal, and yeah, that's usually how it goes. Then he says, probably this has happened to all content creators out there having music on in their recordings. Yes, it is. And what's it called? People are trying to, he said, oh, do you have any other music playing? Just asking a normal question, but it has happened to other people. Flesson came out and said it's happened to me today. As you can see, it's happened to me as well a couple of days ago. And yeah, then we have the community manager coming out saying, hey, all, we will investigate this and come back with an answer as soon as possible. Then there's another update saying, we are still looking at this and have reached out to relevant parties to stop these copyright claims. Please hang tight. What this pretty much means is they probably reached out to the person who has been making these claims, or the company that has been making these claims, and have told them to cease and desist, or there will be further legal ramifications. And usually when this happens, if it's just a bunch of guys that came together, a bunch of guys or girls that came together to do this in this nefarious way and just get, a bunch of money from it, they'll probably stop. If it's a smaller company, they might try to fight it, but not really. You can't really fight this because they really have no standing, since all the copyright goes to the person who owns the game, And we have another person saying he has 35 claims. I've only had a couple. I want to say that I've had probably half a dozen to a dozen. I want to say like 8 or something like that. That's how many claims I've had. But there are people with a lot of claims that have had this happen to them. And we have a person here that has done some more information. So let's talk about it. So he says, that's big. They must be committing fraud because they're selling the Mountain Blade OST as well as their Medieval Dynasty OST. By the way, if you didn't know what OST is, it's like I think it's the soundtrack, right? The game soundtrack. And it looks like they're selling it right over here at this website for a monthly subscription, even though they don't own it. Yikes. I plan on emailing making them aware that they're a copyright troll, or perhaps they can have the appropriate person from the TOS send a DMC notice through there. No reason to message them. Don't put them on, especially don't try to be like, hey, this is my channel. You guys are doing this in bad faith, because you don't want to put a face on their radar. You know what I mean? If you are a content creator and you want to stay a content creator, just let the devs handle it. Let the devs send out a DMCA, because they are the copyright holder, and that should be strong enough. There's no reason on putting a face out there and saying like, hey, I found you here and this and that, because they might get mad and actually claim one of your videos. Not claim, but take down one of your videos. And if you get like 3 takedowns, you are gone off the site. They're doing it for Medieval Dynasty and Chivalry Medieval Warfare. Okay, see, like I said, Medieval Dynasty, I know about. Chivalry Warfare, I don't know about because I don't play it, right? Or I don't actually post content on it. Yeah. So, and as you can see, Fuga, as you can see right over here, is literally the same thing that I got claimed by Fuga. So it is the same thing. Now, Medieval Dynasty, what's it called? The main guys came out with a statement as well. So let's read it. So they said, Dear content creators, first of all, many thanks to continued support on our game Medieval Dynasty. There it is. Unfortunately, it's come to our attention that while streaming Medieval Dynasty in recent days, and also YouTube videos, but I'm guessing, yeah, streaming is affected too, like Twitch and stuff. We believe the reason behind this is our game is currently being targeted by a so-called copyright troll. It's so crazy how there's a concept there called like copyright troll, and how YouTube at this point still, well, I know why they haven't made a broad change to it, because it doesn't really affect them. It just affects some creators, but creators come and go all the time. So I get why. Well, I don't get why they haven't done it, but I also understand they're a corporation that only does stuff when they're forced to, by like legislation and stuff. That's just how the world works. You know what I mean? You know, a good example, if you didn't know, there was the reason. You know why there was a reason. There's a huge reason why in the United States. You know how why a lot of companies jump to like 15 minimum wage, even though it's not an actual minimum wage. Since the minimum wage wasn't actually brought to 15, they still went to 15 to look better for the legislators, because they were threatening to make bills to kind of, you know what I mean, to do something to them. Then that's when they made those changes. So I'm trying to say that to say we probably won't see any big copyright changes on YouTube until legislation threatens Google to make those changes. That's just how it works. You know what I mean? That's just how life works. But YouTube should have been done this like years ago, like so many years ago, where it's just like, if a person disputes the claim, it does not go back to the same person who made the claim. It goes back to a team at YouTube that says, okay, let's see both sides of the situation. Let's reach out. Does the copyright claimer have the copyrights, you know, in place for this to go on? Let's reach out to the YouTuber and say, hey, do you have any extra information for us to gather? Like, that should have been a process that's so easy to make. That should have been done so long ago. And then they should have it higher up at YouTube that just says yes or no to each claim based on the applicable information gained from said claim. Yes, it would take more manpower. Yes, it would cost more money to make a team around that. But guess what? Google is like one of those companies that, like, at this point runs the world. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. Let's y'all can make an extra little team. I'm just saying, you know? But pretty much, such people or entities being unfolded claims, bring unfounded claims, I can't read, against others based on copyright they do not own. In fact, in this case, the copyright to the game's soundtrack. So it really looks like this company right here, since they're selling the game's, what's it called? Soundtrack through their website, I bet you they could go on YouTube and pretty much say, hey, since we're selling it, you can see us selling it here on our website. We own the rights to it without having to show any actual rights. Yep, that's how it goes. Sensational. Our legal team is working with the highest priority to resolve this situation so that you can once again stream and upload videos to the game without any worries, including the music. There it is. Oh my goodness, I can't read. In the meanwhile, Jesus, if you have been impacted by this, please reach out to us via email. So yes, if you have been impacted by this, I currently stopped being impacted by it, so I'm gonna just wait on it. But if I do get any new claims in the next coming up days, I will definitely email them and let them know to figure this out and to use this against whoever is doing this. But it sucks that this happens. This happens a lot to a lot of different communities, a lot of different creators. It sucks that right now it is happening to pretty much like the medieval gaming sphere, which is really lame. But yeah, you know, this happens all the time. Like, I've had a channel a long time ago where I used to just like post random videos, and as you can see here, just a little show you how just how easy it is to get copyright claimed by just random stuff. Look at this. Go on next page. Look at this. It's a thing that happens. It's a thing that happens. It's a thing that's in the background. YouTubers don't even really like talking about it. The only reason I'm talking about it now is because obviously we have a lot of devs involved saying, hey, we understand that this is not us and this looks very bad on us. And I made a video a couple of days ago that I didn't decide to post because it was kind of, I want to say it was unhinged, but it was more like me blaming the developers. And then I thought to myself, like, it's probably not them trying to do this. So I was like, let me hold off on that video and delete it real quick. But I'm happy that we do have companies looking into it. We have Flesson saying it's been a week. I'll be honest with you, Flesson, it does take a little bit longer for stuff like copyright to go through. And even if you're speaking on legal terms, when you reach out with like a cease and desist, or when you reach out to like ask for a comment from a company, they legally have like you know, I think it's like up to a month to answer. So it's like it sucks, but copyright issues and legal issues like this usually get drawn out, not for any good reasons, but just because that's just how the world works, unfortunately. But yeah, it's a kind of crazy situation. Thank God they're only claiming videos and not taking them down. Because if they were taking them down, you would not see a lot of YouTubers that you have been watching, especially if you watch my channel. Because I can kind of like I have like a tab in my YouTube analytics that shows me what other channels you guys watch. You know what I mean? So yeah, most of those channels are being affected right now, but it looks like we are in good hands. It has made it up to the developers, and usually when it makes it up to the developers, the people who own the copyrights, it usually stops after that. But that's going to do it for me. Hopefully this was informative, and I'll see you in the next one.